Alright, so obviously this was a big call in the UConn-Iowa game from this weekend, and whether or not you think the right call was made on this play, one thing is for sure, that call kept UConn from getting a shot off after they had just earned the final possession of the game by getting a stop with under 30 seconds to go against Caitlin Clark and the top-seeded Hawkeyes. I'm just saying, the fact is they never got the ball back the rest of the game. And the thing that bugs me is this play could be called a foul 25 times a game if the refs were actually really looking for it on every play. But the refs do not look for it on every single play because if they blew the whistle on every third or fourth possession, which is how often this kind of play happens, the flow of the game would be shot and it'd be impossible to watch. Just take a look at this play between Alabama and UConn from the men's Final Four the following night. Similar to Aaliyah Edwards, Samson Johnson goes to set a screen and is clearly moving at the point of contact. His feet are illegally wider than shoulder width apart and his upper body is moving slightly to the left of center when first contact is made. But he is not called for the foul. Now let's take a look at the two side by side. Obviously, Aaliyah Edwards has a much wider base, and you'll see she's also illegally breaking the plane of verticality, which is set by her shoulders, by sticking out that knee. But what I feel is important to point out here is the fact that Gabbie Marshall is so far behind Paige on this crackback action that the screener has a lot of time to get set before the point of contact is actually made. Edwards is allowed to adjust as much as she wants until she's met by Marshall. Just take a look at this clip from Sunday's national championship game. Literally in the exact same spot, Gabbie Marshall is going to set his screen to try and get Caitlin Clark some separation from her defender. Marshall makes contact with Clark's defender and then takes another illegal step after contact, but she's not called for the foul. The truth is, there's all kinds of contact in basketball, and the line between legal and illegal is not always easily distinguishable. It's a judgment call and ultimately comes down to the referee's decision, but all I can do is share mine. In my opinion, Paige did such a good job to free herself up on that screen that by the time Marshall was met, Aaliyah Edwards had her feet set. They were wider than her shoulder width, and she did break that plane of verticality, but breaking the plane and having a wide base are not the typical reasons we see this foul called. Typically, an illegal screen is called because the screener's feet are moving. On this play, the implications are far too large, and the call is too borderline to make blowing the whistle a justifiable decision.